Hello. I have you so. Hi. Oh, it's so nice to see so many of you. I have it set up so that when you come in, you're automatically on mute. But if you wanted to, while we're waiting, and I'm managing technology. So this is the first Facebook Live thing I've ever done. So I'm praying that it's working because I can't see if it is or not. But while we're waiting for these couple of minutes, if you did want to unmute and say hi and let us know maybe where you are and how you're going, that would be so nice. And I will actually, I will say too, I am in Selby in the Dandenongs and feel so fortunate to have this cute little place. It's like the room here is already set up, perfect for presenting. Anyway, if you do want to jump in and say hi, please do.
Hi, I'll start. I'm Rosie. Hi, Maylai. I'm joining from Tassie, which at the moment feels like even further than anywhere else. And yeah, just still moving along.
I can see everybody, but I don't think I've got a camera, have I?
So nice to see everyone.
Yeah, thanks, Rosie.
Very first attempt at a Zoom call, so I hope it's working. Can you hear me, Maylai? Hello.
Absolutely can. Hey, Sam.
Terrific. Yay. Thank you very much.
Whereabouts are you at the moment, Sam, and how are you?
I'm in North Ringwood at home, and I'm very well, very well. Thank you.
Great, lovely. Just for those who are just joining, hi, thanks for coming. I was just saying, so we've got a couple of minutes till we officially start, although it is also, we're Facebook live streaming if it's working. But I thought we could take a few minutes while we're gathering, if anybody would like to unmute and jump in and say where you are and how you're doing.
Hey, Maylai.
Hi.
Caroline. Hi, and I'm in Northcote, Melbourne.
So good to see you.
Hi, Maylai.
Who's that? Hey, Cody.
Cody, yeah, hi, how are you? Safe and well in Perth. I'm pleased that you're safe and well back in Melbourne as well.
Yes, I kind of still wish secretly that I was still in Bali, to be honest.
True. Good to see you again.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm in Auckland, New Zealand.
Oh, fabulous.
Hi. I've got Tim here somewhere as well, but we're down on Phillip Island, also in self-isolation for 14 days and currently on day 6. And we haven't murdered one another yet, so all good.
Thank you. Anna also invited me to isolate with them, so thank you so much for that. And who knows if I was there, if there could have been a, you know, an incident in the house.
You probably would have mediated it.
Anybody else want to say hi? Well, I'm just also trying to work out, like I said, this technology is a bit new to me. I'm trying to work out, in case people join late, how I can let them come in without me having to accept. Anyway, but somebody jump in while I'm trying to work that out if you'd like to and say hi.
Hi, I'm Jodie Drummond, and I've never used Zoom before, so I don't know if if my camera's working, video.
Can't see your we can't see
No.
your video. Jodie.
You can see my what? Sorry?
We can't see your video.
No, I have to figure out how to do that. I don't know.
Okay.
So I'll just be a voice at the moment.
That's really welcome too. There is, like, if you take your cursor, I don't know if you're on your laptop or your phone, but if you
Yeah, laptop.
bottom left of the screen, there should be a little bar that comes up.
Oh, yeah.
It says mute
Start video.
video. Yeah, it should say start video.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if my camera's connected to my.
You're also welcome to.
It says.
Yeah.
It says make sure your camera is powered on and is connected to your computer. I don't know how to do that.
But you're welcome to be with us as a voice.
Okay. I'll figure it out after this, hopefully.
Does anybody else want to just jump in and say a quick...
Hi Mela, it's Rosie, not under the alias Evan.
Hi. Nice to hear you. Oh, there you are. Hey.
Hi everyone. Thanks for your email also. I'll get back to you.
So nice to see. I think maybe we can make a little start, and then what I wanted to do is have, maybe 5 to 10 minutes at the end to have a little share. And I know that these are really strange times, and some of us are in isolation and some of us are not at the moment. So just a little reminder too, I can pop people on mute, but if you wanted to mute yourself for this time as well, that would be helpful. Yeah, I also saw, I keep getting updates from my mom that there's and family too, which is nice, but they are going to close down all the non-essential services in Victoria for those who are in Melbourne, and that there are more shutdowns coming. So as strange as it is not to be gathering together in person, it's amazing actually to have this technology so that we can still gather and share some practices in these ways. So I'm just going to do one last little check that there's nobody in a waiting room. I think I worked that out. And then, yeah, that looks good. And then I thought maybe we could start with a little bit of a check-in and an embodied practice, sort of a grounding meditation, and then sing a little. Thanks to Rosie for the request for some song. We'll sing a little and then we'll have a check-in and see how we go. So you're welcome. I'm going to slide back a little bit. Can you still hear me fine? I just want to make sure that the volume is okay. Yeah? Okay, great. Awesome. So you're welcome to find a position where you feel supported and as restful as you'd like to be. So that might be seated, it might be lying down, it might be standing, and that's really up to you. And you could have your eyes open or closed at any time as well during this practice. And this is really intended as an opportunity for us to come together and collectively maybe slow down just a little bit. And to take a moment to really check in and see what might be moving in you under the surface. And these are practices you might have been doing daily already as a way of supporting yourself. Or maybe you've been a little more on the surface and engaged with what's been happening in the world and engaged in taking care of everyday tasks. So as you might take a moment to slow down and check in. That might be noticing where your body is making contact with the surface that you're sitting on or resting on. And maybe even allowing your body to move a little to meet the support of the ground beneath you. It might be small movements, it might be larger movements. And offering your body a moment to arrive and to feel its way here. And possibly inviting your attention to move from mind space down into heart space and body. And if you are listening in to your body, you might be noticing sensation or emotions moving. And if it would feel supportive, you might place one hand or both hands somewhere on your body as another way of listening. Perhaps using that sensation or touch of your hands to arrive a little more into your body. Maybe to be present with what's moving in you. And knowing that at any time, if you are tuning in and you feel like it's a little too much or overwhelming or just not useful, that you're really welcome to pause or stop the practice at any time and find another way of supporting yourself, whether that's in movement or taking a look around you. And if you are listening in and noticing maybe sensation in your body, or maybe there's emotion moving, it's definitely a time where we might be feeling so many different things at the same time. That if you wanted to, you might give a name to these sensations or emotions just for yourself, maybe naming them silently to yourself. And perhaps noticing where they are showing up in your body. If you're noticing a particular place in your body where sensations or emotions are showing up, you might move your hands to that area of your body. Inviting and welcoming whatever sensations or emotions are there that might want to be heard and seen in this moment. This is really a practice of welcoming and acknowledging rather than trying to change anything or control anything. And that we have the support of one another as we're sitting here and tending to ourselves and tending to our own bodies. And if it feels useful, you're welcome to stay here in this practice of listening and tending, perhaps with some self-touch with your hands on your body. Or if you'd like to try a little movement, that can sometimes be a way also of honoring what is present and what is already moving in you. That our emotions and sensations, their energies and biochemicals moving in our bodies. So we might support their movement, allowing what is there to flow by inviting some movement in your bodies. So you could, if you like, follow along or find your own way to do this. That's really welcome too. One way is to start moving through the joints of your body and just awakening movement. So it's not really a prescribed movement or shape or form, but really exploring different ways of awakening movement in your joints. You're welcome to move through if your body's already suggesting where it wants to go, or if you'd like to follow along with me in a little more guidance. And maybe starting with your hands and beginning to find some movement in your fingers and hands. And that could look like anything at all. It could be small movements or large movements. Maybe exploring movement in your wrists. And knowing at any time you're welcome to shift or change your position as well. You could be lying or seated or standing. Might be on the floor or in a chair. Maybe taking that movement up to your elbows. Inviting some movement through your elbows. And maybe adding in your shoulders. And one exploration here might be, as you're moving your shoulders, to also include your elbows and wrists and hands and fingers. If you are moving, maybe noticing any sensation. It's just an invitation. You might be noticing a lot or a little, or maybe no sensation at all. Just the invitation to maybe notice what is moving in your body as you're moving your body. You're welcome to continue the movement with your hands and arms and shoulders if you like. Or let that come to a rest as you might take movement towards your neck and your head. So possibly exploring some movement through your head and your neck. A range and a pace that feels most useful to you. Your body might be giving you clues or signals for how it feels useful to move. And maybe inviting that movement to travel down your spine. It might be one section of your spine at a time. It might be one vertebra at a time. And if it feels useful to be listening and noticing what's happening in your body as you're moving, you might notice your breath. There might be a shift in your breath. Or you might just become aware that you're breathing. Maybe as you're moving. The possibility of awakening movement along the length of your spine, the joints between your vertebrae, possibly exploring different directions for your movement, as large or as small, as fast or as slow as you like. Maybe until your movement travels all the way down to your tailbone. And the invitation's always there if you feel to shift into a different position, seated or standing or lying down, that it's your body and your choice. And as you might continue moving or awakening movement through the different joints of your body, there may be movement that continues as you move to the next area. So maybe moving down to your hips, the awakening movement through your hips. And if it feels useful to find a different position for your body to be in, you could do that. And there's no prescription here for how you should be moving or what you should be experiencing. But you might be noticing sensation, or maybe no sensation, and aware of your movement. You could try both hips at the same time, or maybe focus attention on one hip, right or left. And then as you're ready, maybe moving down to your knees, an awakening movement in your knees. Maybe seeing how your body wants to move in this moment and what might be moving as well, whether that's sensation or emotions. And possibly waking up through your ankles and your feet. And then maybe down to add in your toes. And you have the opportunity to continue for about another minute. And over this time, you might focus in on any one area of your body that feels like a little more movement would be useful. Or you might explore what it's like to find movement or awaken movement through your entire body. There's no prescription here. You might be noticing feelings or sensations in your body and letting that guide you. Or you might be moving from a place of curiosity. What is it like if I move one part of my body or another or my whole body? And the possibility over these last few moments to maybe explore a smooth and soft breath. You might add into your movement or your stillness. Inviting any feelings, emotions that might be sort of like tingling in their way to the surface, allowing them to be seen and to move and be expressed. And if you like, taking your time to let your movement come to a pause. If it feels right for you and you want to keep moving, know that you're welcome to do that too. Maybe taking a moment to notice now, maybe as you come back towards stillness, any shifts or changes in your body, sensation, or your breath, or your feeling sense. So there was a request to sing a little together, so we'll spend a little bit of time singing. I know you all have your, I know you're on mute, but I haven't done this before, singing by a Zoom meeting. So if you wanted to, I think it could maybe support a few people. to turn their microphones on and to sing along. So if you wanted to do that and we could have some shared voices together, I'm imagining that might be really nice if that's not terrifying for you. I can hear someone's on, thank you. Great. And if it starts to feedback or it just doesn't sound great, someone can signal and then you could again put yourself on mute, but let's give it a try. Beautiful. I know many of you already know this chant. I thought we would sing Ganesha, our elephant god, son of Shiva and Parvati, who is that incredible force that removes obstacles in the beginning. So of course it's a really pertinent time, I think, for calling that in, that this might pass as soon as possible, and that there are really some fruits that come out of this situation in terms of recognizing how much we need each other and need to build community and support one another and change some of our systems that are really systems of inequity and oppression. But let's sing that. I won't get on that rant because I could definitely get on that rant. So let's sing instead to Ganesha, and let's ask Ganesha to help do that work. You're welcome just to join in anytime. we move towards closing the practice and towards a few minutes of sharing for those who would like to stick around and share for a little bit. You're really welcome, if you like, to take this moment again just to feel into your own self, to honor where you are in this moment, and to let your attention spread out to those who are in the shared space or maybe joining us watching via Facebook Live, or spreading attention out to as many people around the planet that we can collectively, especially those who are in isolation, who may not have loved ones, close ones nearby. We can hold them in our own loving awareness and loving heart. And offer our practice and support. If there's a gesture that feels right for you as a way of honoring yourself and your practice and our global community, you're welcome to take that, if that's hands in prayer or somewhere on your body. So we'll take a few minutes. I'm aware it's just gone on 4:30, and for those in Melbourne, if you do need to jump offline, of course, you're so welcome to do that. But I also just wanted to offer some minutes for those who would like to stick around and share. You're really welcome to do that, even if that's one word for how you're feeling in this moment, or one sentence, or a prayer that you might like to offer. You're welcome to do that. And take yourself off mute if you're ready to share.
I just wanted to say thank you, Melai. Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Hi, Melai.
Hey.
It's Nicole from Byron. Yeah, like many of you, facing going into lockdown tomorrow. And even though I've kind of been watching and knowing that it's coming right now in this moment, I'm feeling pretty afraid. And so I'm also feeling pretty grateful to just be able to share this practice with you remotely. So thank you so much.
Yeah, welcome. And it's, part of what I think is so beautiful about these practices are really the opportunity to really honor how we're feeling, and to know that we haven't experienced something like this before. So all of these things are so valid, and it's so important that we keep reaching out to each other as well, because we don't know what it's going to be like or how long it might happen for. And and it kind of, for me, it feels very strange that it's in such a the broad collective, that actually this lockdown is global for holding that. So thank you, and thank you for joining. And it feels so good to be able to come together in this way and support each other.
Thank you so much, Melai. Thank you. I feel very grateful for the connection, because it feels so, I guess, lonely, even though we're in this together as a planet. It still feels so lonely. So thank you so much for offering this.
You're so welcome, Jodie. It is really, I've been feeling that too. I'm so used to spending time by myself and kind of being enforced lockdown, it does feel lonely. So we
Mm.
have these ways to, and this amazing community that, thanks, Jodie.
Yeah, thank you as well, Mayla, just for creating this space. So, so incredibly generous. Yeah, we're choosing to self-isolate. Me and my partner, we live with my 92-year-old mum. And so it's more about protecting mum than for ourselves more at this stage. And so, yeah, it's just lovely to, though there's the physical distancing, knowing that we can still be socially connected through, this forum, and these are the advantages of technology, aren't they? In these times, particularly. So, yeah, thanks for creating this beautiful space.
I hope we can all keep together and inviting more people in to join. Find it supportive.
Absolutely.
Hi, it's Samantha. This is my son Owen, who's just popped in.
Kids on the call.
And grounded. We've been doing lots of gardening together. The children are now not going to school anymore as of last Friday. The school made that decision. So I'm excited actually to go within, and I'm so grateful for all the practices that you've been teaching us, because I believe from my reading that the best way to alkalize the body is through pranayama and deep breathing. And so I've been taking my meditation to the next level, and it's just been grounding me. And unlike most people, I don't feel the fear. I feel very peaceful, and I think it's all because of the practices. I haven't been doing so much asana practice, but lots of meditation. So thank you for creating this space.
And I feel like it's so important too for those who do feel really grounded and peaceful and supported in this time to also share that, and that we support each other in those ways. Thanks, Samantha. So nice to meet your son too.
And my daughter, come and say hello. And this is Alexandra.
Hi, Alexandra.
That's Mayla.
Anyone else? I'm looking at the time, and I'm also happy to go longer if there's anybody else who would like to share.
I'll say a quick hello and thank you from Alice. It's a funny time here, like where thankfully there's been a delayed coming of the virus to this part of the community, which is good, but it also feels like a sense of everyone bracing, because there is a sense that it will be harder hit. And also a funny feeling in, a lot of the community who aren't from here are feeling that question today of whether to come home, and how best we can support the community here in this time before, and what it will look like in the time during. So yeah, it was really nice to, sorry I was a bit late, but it was really nice to see your face and to hear your voice, and to see everyone else in your different parts of the world.
So nice to see you, Amy. And I've really been thinking and feeling so much for people out in community as well, and have been so happy to see the measures that have been taken to try to close them down to protect, knowing, how much more vulnerable people are. Yeah, it's nice to have your check-in too. Thanks so much for that.
I want to say thank you. I was going to do your training in April in New Zealand. I was really looking forward to it. And of course it's been delayed, but this is a nice way just to stay connected. Even though I do my own practice, it feels so much nice. It feels really good to connect while doing it as well. So thank you.
Yeah, I know. I'm really looking forward to getting back to New Zealand. It's like my second home. Yeah, lovely to meet you, and yeah, please keep joining us. Any final share if you'd like to? So then we'll wrap up for today. Thank you so much for joining, being in community together. I will be doing this every day. Tomorrow it's at slightly different time, so I'll keep posting that up. Tomorrow it's at 6 p.m. and then Tuesday it's at 7 a.m. So I'm trying to alternate morning and evening during the week. But that may change because, you know, so many people are going into what my friend in LA said they're calling safer at home rather than lockdown, which I think is really nice. So we call it safer at home. So the times may change, so I'll keep you posted because we don't need to work so much around, you know, people potentially being at work or, you know, kids still going to school and that sort of thing. So please, you know, if you wanted to reach out at any time and just touch base with me personally, or if you want a bit more support or anything like that, you're so welcome to do that. It's really lovely for me too. It helps me feel like I can stay connected. Sending so much love and gratitude, and hope to see you soon. Bye.